Namaste. I bow to you and I welcome us all to our first full work week, depending on your job life. But we're starting earlier, so already I feel like huge victory for all of us who are joining live, or if you're watching it at a later time in the day, good job for getting here. Arrive in a comfortable seat. Maybe give yourself a little movement back and forth, or any movement that feels natural. And when you're ready, let yourself settle into stillness. One of our quotes for today: "You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." John Maxwell. And if it's comfortable, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes and start tapping into your internal landscape. What's here now? And as you give yourself a few more breaths to settle and arrive, I like to begin each week with a land acknowledgement, taking pause to acknowledge the original stewards of this land that we're practicing on. For those of us in Hampton Roads, this is the land of the Chesapeake people. May we also take a moment to acknowledge the motherland of this practice of yoga, India, and the teachers who, for hundreds of years now, have generously been sharing the gift of yoga with the world. If you'd like to join me in chanting Om or creating a vibration of your choice, you can draw your hands together in front of your heart space. As we create the sound Om, you can imagine it beginning in your low belly and then rising up. Aum, and then the silence. All right, inhale deeply. And if it feels good, you can bow your chin towards your chest. Take a breath or two here. And when you're ready, release your hands. Grab your strap so it's at arm's length and roll onto your spine. On Mondays, we practice a grounding sequence, helping us feel steady for the week ahead, hopefully. Bring your feet out as wide as the edge of the mat and let your knees knock together. If that doesn't feel good, then adjust your legs in a way that does feel good. Rest one hand on your low belly, one hand on your chest area. And we'll practice a few rounds of Viloma Pranayama. So this is an interrupted breathing cycle. We'll inhale through the nostrils, let the breath spill all the way down to the low belly area, and you'll feel the belly rise. We'll pause, then we'll expand to the mid-chest rib area expanding, then up to the collarbones. And when we exhale, we'll pour the breath out from the top to the middle to the bottom. So as you're ready, we'll take a clearing breath, inhale, and let the breath go. As you're ready, inhale slowly through your nostrils and let the low belly expand with breath. And pause. Then expand to the middle part of your chest, ribs splaying out. And pause. And finally, sip in breath, filling up the very top of your chest, filling up. And slowly exhale from the top, middle, bottom, drawing the navel back towards the spine and up towards the heart to squeeze the air out. As you're ready, slowly pour the breath in again, filling up the bottom third, and pause, filling up the middle, and finally filling up the very top. You might have to sip the breath in, surprising yourself how much more you can still sip in, and then slowly pour the breath back out. You can continue another cycle or two at your own pace. If it's not serving you, you could also release it and breathe in a way that does feel good. And as you're ready, release the breathing exercise. Draw both knees in towards your chest, Apanasana. Apana is the downward drawing energy. You might rock side to side here. Try to soften your shoulders, soften your neck. Breathe deeply. And then maybe you come into stillness for the next breath. Release both feet to the earth. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Our familiar figure 4, you can stay just like this or guide the legs in towards your chest. Maybe here you invite some movement, swaying the legs side to side. About 3 breaths in figure 4 of your choice. If you notice tension, you could just think, I notice some tension in the body, rather than, oh, I'm so tight, I must be awful. So catch yourself. Our judging mind keeps us alive out in the wild world, but it doesn't do us much good when we're being critical of ourselves. And release your left foot back to the ground. Open your arms out in any way that helps you ground your shoulders and open your chest. Big breath in. And as you exhale, let your legs fall to the left, taking a spinal twist. So take this only as deep as feels good to you. Breathing here. You might be all the way in a twist with the left knee kind of anchoring the right ankle down, or maybe not so much. Maybe the right toes are touching down and we're just gently stretching over. One more breath here. And then come back through neutral, figure 4, left foot on the ground. Inhale, and exhale, let the legs fall to the right. Now the right ankle is anchoring the left knee down. Again, only take it as far as feels good. It's not a competition to get the legs all the way to the ground. Stretching out our torso, our little intercostal rib muscles. Expanding the breath with every inhale. On a big breath in, come back through neutral. Set your right foot down and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Figure 4. Stay as you are or hug your legs in towards your chest, any amount. A few cycles of breath, maybe you find some movement, maybe stillness is best. Breathe deeply, noticing if the breath feels smooth or bumpy. Noticing if the thoughts are kind or judgy. And then just noticing that you're here, practicing, breathing. As you're ready, set your right foot down, open your arms out wide, big breath in, and exhale, let the legs fall to the right. Take a breath or two, letting this shape be whatever you need right now. Breathing deeply, guide your legs back through neutral, and on an exhale, let your legs fall over to the left. Breathe full cycles of breath. Inhaling slowly. Exhaling slowly. Breathing deeply, we'll return the legs to neutral. Neutralize the hips on the mat, uncross your legs. Hug your knees back into your chest. And then set your left foot down. You might send your left leg long, dropping it like an anchor on the earth. And you can grab your strap if you're using it and loop it under the bottom of your right foot. Then send the leg to the sky, extending the leg long, but keep in mind that we never have to straighten the leg all the way. You can send it long and find length while still keeping a gentle bend in the knee, giving your hamstrings some slack. Unfortunately, hamstring attachment tears are, I think, the most common injury in yoga practice. And what does that come from? It comes from forcing the knee straight whenever it wants to naturally have a little bend. You could also say it comes from the ego, thinking that we need to have straight legs. So give your body some space to expand in. You can spread your toes wide. You might even point and flex your ankle. Anytime I'm doing this pumping motion with the foot, I just imagine the lymphatic fluid having a heyday, pumping through the system. And as you're ready, have a breath in stillness. You might imagine dropping your right hip away from your shoulders. Breathe here. If you feel like you have the space available, you might imagine guiding your toes, your right toes, towards up overhead behind you. And spread your left toes wide also, so our left leg is still engaged and active. Now bring the strap into your right hand, open your left arm out wide, big breath in, and exhale, let your right leg open out to the right, any amount. If they're handy, you could wedge a block under your right leg for support, or you can just support it with the strap and the right arm. If you don't have a strap here, you can also brace the right leg with your right hand. As we stay for another breath, notice if you're clenching in the shoulders, maybe you can let go a bit. And as you inhale, guide your right leg back to center. Hold the strap with your left hand, open your right arm out. Big breath in, and when you exhale, guide the right leg just a few inches to the left. Keep your right hip on the earth, and you might again imagine dropping it down away from your shoulders. So right now we're isolating the muscles associated with the IT band. The IT band itself doesn't really stretch, but the muscles around it sure do. Another big breath here. Spread all the 10 toes, or however many you're working with, spread them wide. And when you come to an exhale, option to take this twist a bit deeper, dropping your right leg way over to the left. And if you do that, your right hip is now lifted off of the ground, drop it away from your chest. The idea here being that we're keeping our torso long, we're not letting it crunch up. One more big breath wherever this is for you. And then we'll return to neutral, release the strap, and switch legs. So send your right leg long, hug your left leg in, and loop the strap under the foot. Then send your left leg to the sky. Breathe deeply as we explore on the other side. Keep in mind, a gentle bend in the knee is admirable. It means that you know your body and you're listening to it. Breathe as you explore. Maybe you pump, bending the knee and then straightening a bit. Maybe you point and flex your ankle. I'm getting more cat attention than I think I got all November and December. Thanks, buddy. And then settle in for a breath of stillness, softening your shoulders, softening your jaw. Bring the strap into your left hand, opening the right arm out like an anchor. Big breath in. And exhale, let your left leg open out wide. What are you doing? Notice if the right hip is lifted off of the ground, you might back out of the stretch a bit, trying to keep your right hip and leg on the earth. Full cycle of breath. Breathing in, guide your left leg back to neutral, pointing to the sky. Switch the strap into your right hand, open your left arm out. Breath in. As you breathe out, guide your left leg over to the right, just a couple of inches. Oh my, the look of love is in Toby's eyes today. Keep your left hip on the earth. Again, we're isolating the lateral muscles of the left leg. Stay for a breath. And unless your cat is on you, you might let your left leg fall way over to the right, turning this into a spinal twist. I don't have the heart to do that. Wherever you've gone, enjoy a full breath in and complete breath out. As you're ready, inhale, guide your left leg back to neutral. Release the strap. Oh, buddy. Oh, I have to release the cat. I'm so sorry, mister. Shoot. Do that again in an hour. All right, hug your knees into your chest. Tuck your chin towards your chest and start to rock like a little ball. Now, if this doesn't feel good to you, you can also pause, roll onto your side, and push yourself up. We're all going to meet at the top of our mats in forward fold. So if possible, have a playful attitude, chin tucked towards chest, start rocking like a ball, and eventually your feet touch down. You can press yourself up with your hands, make your way all the way to Uttanasana, forward fold. Hang heavy here. You might shake your head out and nod your head. Enjoy a full breath or two. On an inhale, press into those four corners of your feet, rising all the way up with a long spine. Reach out and up. At the top, maybe press your hips forward, lift your heart to the sky, and find a little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart, then down by your sides. Keeping with the playful attitude, bring your stance a little bit wider, soften your knees, and start to bounce a bit. Sometimes I put music on when we do the bouncing or shaking meditation, but sometimes that makes YouTube flag the video and it puts commercials and stuff in. So for right now, just listen to the music in your head, breathe deeply, and let yourself bounce up and down. You could think of a little baby learning how to dance. It's kind of a universal baby dance move. So that's what we're going for. And as we breathe here, if it's comfortable, you can close your eyes. If that's not a good idea, you can just find an object or space to fixate your eyes on. Notice if this feels really natural and fun, or if you have some resistance, if you feel silly or you just don't like it. And see if you can keep breathing and keep giving it a try, no matter what's going on in the mind. You might get a little crazier, lifting your arms up overhead and going for it, really shaking. Try to keep the shake more vertical, up and down, not forwards and backwards. So we're jostling on our joints, up and down. You might bounce on one leg and shake the other leg out. Play with it for a few more breaths. So what we're doing isn't just good old hippie stuff. It is, but it's also backed by science. This tremoring or shaking meditation is a way to release tension and trauma that's stored in the body. So if you ever watch Natural Geographic, you might see an animal being chased and it's running for its life. And if it escapes, once it's somewhere safe, it will shake and then continue on with its life. We're taught that that's weird, so we don't shake things off, we internalize it, and it can stay in the body, causing all kinds of health issues. So one more big cycle of breath. Maybe you exhale a sigh. Maybe you want to do that one more time. And slowly come to stillness. Lower your gaze, maybe close your eyes. Whatever feels okay here as you breathe and notice sensation in the body. Maybe you're not aware of any. Maybe you're finding some sensation. Perhaps the hands or fingers are tingling. Drop your awareness to your feet and your legs. Maybe you feel really grounded and solid on the earth. From the top of your mat, inhale and reach your arms out and up. Exhale, slow swan dive forward. Hands touch down, maybe you grab your blocks. Step your right foot way back in space. High runner's lunge, pause here. After a breath or two, option to keep your right knee lifted or to lower the right knee, untuck the toes so you have a little more surface area stability. You can keep your hands as they are, or perhaps inhale, reach up. You can stay as you are, or exhale, cactus your arms, goalpost or goddess. Inhale, lift your heart. If the jaw is clamped closed, you can put a little space between the teeth. Imagine squeezing your legs together. One more breath here. And exhale, bring your hands down to the earth, framing the left foot. Hands on earth or block, tuck your right toes, step yourself back to plank. Know that you can always drop your knees. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes, send your hips back, pausing in child's pose for a breath. And stay for another, expanding. From child's pose, tuck your toes. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, send your hips high, finding downward facing dog. Hands on earth or blocks. Sometimes I really like my hands on the blocks for downward facing dog, just like go-go gadget arms, gives you a little more space. But sometimes you might be slipping a lot, in which case you can disregard the blocks. On an inhale, lift your right heel to the sky, three-legged dog, big stretch. Push the ground away as you look forward between your hands. On an exhale, step or swing the right foot to the top of the mat. Whatever it takes to get there, no worries. When you arrive, pause for a breath. Option to keep your left knee lifted or lower it to the earth, untucking the toes. Imagine squeezing your legs together, long spine. You can keep your hands as they are or inhale and reach to the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe you keep reaching up. Maybe you open your arms out. Maybe you find a little back bend, breathing deeply, always moving in a way that accommodates your body as it is today. One more big breath. And exhale your hands down to frame your right foot. Maybe you have blocks under your hands. Tuck your left toes, big breath in. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching to the sky. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands touch down, left foot steps back and out, setting up for warrior one. So the left toes are pointed towards the top left corner of the mat. Bend into your right knee. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Hands can come to hips if you like to check your alignment. Outer left hip shifting forward, right hip shifting back. And do what you can with that cue. Lengthen your low back, lift your chest, reach your arms to the sky. You can stay like this, or we'll create a little movement, inhaling to reach up. Exhale, fold the torso forward, sweep your arms back in space. Stay for a breath. Really connect to the pinky side edge of your left foot and to all four corners of your right foot. On an inhale, reach the arms up, reach the torso up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. One more cycle, really engage the right gluteal muscles. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Release the hands to the earth or blocks. Step yourself back to plank pose. Inhale and exhale. Option to take child's pose or drop your knees, sink your hips, hanging cobra. Child's pose or hanging cobra, stay for a cycle of breath. From wherever you've gone, tuck the toes on the earth and then send your hips high. Adho Mukha Svanasana, or triangle shape, downward facing dog. A breath or two here, shake your head out. Full breath, core muscles engaged. When you're ready, on an inhale, lift the left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Look forwards, core engaged. Exhale, step or swing the left foot to the top of the mat. Step your right foot up and out, setting up for warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Take your time getting there. You can imagine shifting your outer left hip back, outer right hip forward, sinking into your front thigh, anchoring down through your tailbone, lifting up through your chest and crown. Staying here or moving with me, inhale to reach. Exhale, hinge forward, swing the arms back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in to reach. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands to the earth. Big breath in, preparing to step forward. Exhale, step your right foot up to meet the left. Sink your hips low and take a seat. With your hands on your knees, inhale, flex your spine, drawing your heart forward, maybe looking up. Exhale, round your spine, chin towards chest. Couple more times. Inhale, flexing the spine, maybe the legs fall open. And exhale, rounding your spine. And as you're ready, with an exhale, roll all the way down onto your back. Send your legs and arms long. And give yourself a rest. Breathe deeply here in our brief Shavasana. Every morning when we wake up, we have 24 brand new hours to live. What a precious gift. We have the capacity to live in a way that these 24 hours will bring peace, joy, and happiness to ourselves and others. Thich Nhat Hanh. Deepen your breath as you invite small movements back into your body. Of course, if you have the time, you're always welcome to linger in Shavasana for an extended period of time and transition into your own practice. But I'll cue us to go ahead and meet in an easy seated posture. And as you arrive, you might notice how you're feeling in mind and body. Notice if the spirit feels lighter or more grounded or both. And if you'd like, you can draw your hands together in front of your heart. Inhaling deeply for a vibration of your choice. Thank you for sharing your practice and your time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.